Good morning, all. Continuing with the last lecture, we are seeing this example first, depending upon this division by S property. So here, B value is 80. So sin 80 integration is minus cos 80 upon derivative of 80. Derivative of 80 is A because T is here variable. We are using Kx derivative, that is K, this formula. So this is by putting the upper limit and lower limit. These limits are for t equal to t and t equal to 0. So minus 1 upon a square in bracket cos at minus cos t equal to 0. Lower limit is 0. So cos 0 is 1 minus 1. So this is your answer of Laplace inverse of 1 upon s into s square plus a square. Now take L inverse of 1 upon s square into f bar s. This is your f bar s. 1 upon s square plus a square is your f bar s. So 1 upon s square plus a square as it is, and take instead of 1 by s, take 1 upon s square. When we take 1 upon s, so take only one integration, and when we are taking 1 upon s square, so take double integration. But this is your first integration. Double integration means take the second integration of first integration. So this is your first integration answer. So this answer, again we have to take the integration, we get the double integration, that is division by s square L inverse. So integration from 0 to t, again this is this answer we have to put here. Instead of this, put this answer. So this is your first integration answer. So 0 to t, put here 1 upon this minus sign merge to this bracket, so it will be reverse, that is 1 minus cos 80 upon a square dt. So solve this integration 1 upon a square as it is. One integration is with respect to t is dt, with respect to t is t, because one integration with respect to x is x. So here one integration with respect to t is t. So this is your formula, minus cos 80 integration. Again use same formula for cos b. So cos b integration is sin b upon derivative of b. So sin b value is 80. So sin 80 upon derivative of 80. Derivative of 80 is a. So put limits from 0 to t. So put t equal to t minus t equal to 0. So for upper limit, this function as it is, keep remain as it is. So t minus sin 80 upon a, minus lower limit 0 is, put t equal to 0. So minus 0, then lower limit minus sign, and this minus sign will be plus. So plus sin 0 upon a, that is sin 0 is 0. So for lower limit, both the terms will be 0, and for upper limit the term is a term exists. So here we get 1 upon a square t minus sin 80. Then this is your second integration answer. Then take the integration of this second integration answer, we get the third integration. So integration from 0 to t of this second integration answer, 1 upon a square t minus sin 80 upon a dt. And this is your third integration answer of L inverse of 1 upon, now this is the answer of L inverse of 1 upon s cube. That is, this is the third time integration, second time integration answer with third integration. So this is inverse of 1 upon s cube s square plus a square. So again take 1 upon a square outside. T integration is t square by 2, because x integration formula is x integration is x square by 2. So t integration is t square by 2 minus 1 upon a is integrating, 1 upon a is a constant which is in multiplication form. So take or keep that 1 upon a as it is, and sin 80 integration is by previous formula, sin b integration is minus cos b upon derivative of b. So sin 80 integration is minus cos 80 upon derivative of 80. Derivative of 80 is a. Again from 0 to t. So for upper limit, this function remains as it is. So t square by 2 minus minus plus 1 upon a square cos 80. And for lower limit, put t equal to 0, 0, and this term is existed, that is this minus minus plus, and lower limit minus sign, 3 minus sign, this will be So for upper limit, this will be as it is, t square by 2 plus cos 80 upon a square, and for lower limit this will be 0 and cos 0 is 1. So this minus get plus, and lower limit minus sign, so minus 1 upon a square, cos 0 is 1, because t value we have to put here 0, so cos 0 is 1. So 1 upon a square as it is, t square by 2, and the denominator is same, so merge these two terms, so cos 80 minus 1 upon a square. This is your third integration answer, that is inverse of required term 1 upon s cube a square plus a square. So in this example, we compare this given example with this property. So 1 upon s, the function with 1 upon s, that is your f bar s, the function with 1 upon s cube, that is your f bar s. So here f bar s is 1 upon s square plus a square. Then for 1 upon s cube means apply this property for 3 times. So for first time we have L inverse of 1 upon first time integration, or first time integration we have division by s. 2 times integration we have division by s square. 3 time integration we have division by s cube. So L inverse of 1 upon s into s square plus a square. So take the integration of this f bar s, we get this answer. Again L inverse of, instead of this 1 upon s, take L inverse of 1 upon s square plus a square, the integration of this first integration answer. Then this is your second integration answer. Take this and take the third integration, and this is your inverse of 1 upon s cube s square plus a square, that is your required inverse Laplace transform. Then second is find the inverse Laplace transform of inverse of 1 upon s into s plus 1 bracket cube, that is there is a division by s, hence this example you can solve by partial fraction, but in partial fraction we have to use, this is 3 times repeated linear factor, this is linear factor. So in that example we get the 4 constants. So to avoid the lengthy calculation, you can use this division by s property, it is easy. So 1 upon s into s plus 1 bracket cube. So here compare this left side with the property. So the function with 1 upon s, that is your f bar s. So f bar s is 1 upon s plus 1 bracket cube. Then take its inverse Laplace. So inverse of f bar s equal to inverse of 1 upon s plus 1 bracket cube. And for this we are thinking from first lecture that can we use the direct formula of inverse Laplace transform? No, because here s plus 1 bracket cube term is there and it is not similar with this function, so we can't use direct formula of inverse Laplace transform. Then think about the first shifting property. Yes, we are using here first shifting property because the given example is in the bracketed form. So if the given example, if we convert into bracketed equation or bracketed form, or the given example already in the form of bracketed term, then we can use s shifting property. So here bracket is s plus 1. So take e raised to, as there is a bracket s plus 1, so take e raised to minus t outside and inverse of the bracket, and this bracket contains the term, that term you have to take from this bracketed equation. Just replace s plus 1 by s. So 1 upon s cube, 1 upon s cube. So e raised to minus t as it is, and take inverse of 1 upon s cube. So for 1 upon s cube we can use direct formula, this formula. So 1 upon s cube, that is s raised to 3. So n plus 1 value is 3. Simplify this, n plus value is 3, that is n is equal to 2. Put this n equal to 2 here, t square upon 2 factorial. This is your inverse. T square upon 2 factorial, that is t square upon 2. So this is your inverse of f bar s. So put this inverse of f bar s value in RHS of this property. So we have inverse of f bar s upon s, that is inverse of f bar s value is 1 upon s plus 1 cube upon s, that is 1 upon s into s plus 1 bracket cube, that is required inverse Laplace transform, is equal to integration from 0 to t, integration from 0 to t, and inverse of f bar s is this value. This value we have to put here and take the integration with respect to t. So here take half outside and integration from 0 to t square e raised to minus t. So here there is a product of two terms. One is exponential function, one is algebraic function. So here to evaluate the integration of two terms which are in product form, so we have two options or two methods, shortcut formula, that is UV rule, and Liet rule, that is 12th standard rule here. Then for UV rule, first fix the two terms having the function type logarithmic, trigonometric, logarithmic, inverse trigonometric, algebraic, trigonometric, exponential. So from this sequence, fix these two functions. This is exponential and e comes last. So this is your second function v, and this is your obviously first. So here u is equal to t square, and its derivative is, first derivative is 2t, second derivative is 2, and third derivative is 0. That is, the derivative of u comes 0 at the third stage or third step. So you can use the UV rule. UV rule is uv1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3, etc. You can extend it. So here t square as it is, v1 means e raised to minus t integration. E raised to minus t integration is e raised to minus t upon minus t derivative is minus 1. So we are using e raised to x derivative is e raised to x. Here not a single variable. Here x is a single variable. Here minus t, that is not a single variable, with minus sign is given. So we have to use e raised to b formula. So e raised to b integration is e raised to b upon derivative of b. So e raised to minus t integration is e raised to minus t, because b value is minus t, upon derivative of minus t. Minus t derivative is minus 1, minus u dash, that is t square derivative is 2t into v2 means v1's next integration. So 1 upon minus 1 as it is, because it is constant. So e raised to minus t integration is again same, e raised to minus t upon minus 1. Then plus 2t derivative is 2, again 1 upon minus 1 as it is, and e raised to minus t integration is e raised to minus t upon minus 1. So simplify this. Minus t square e raised to minus t, 3 times minus sign means again minus sign, minus 2t e raised to minus t, 3 times minus sign means minus 2 e raised to minus t. Then put, this is your diet step by putting the upper limit and lower limit. So for upper limit, this comes, this function doesn't change, right as it is. So minus t square e raised to minus t, again minus and minus 2t e raised to minus t, minus 2 e raised to minus t. So for lower limit, put here t equal to 0, because these limits are for t equal to t and t equal to 0. So for lower limit, t equal to 0, this first term becomes 0, second term becomes 0, and third term only we have. So 1 2 3, 3 minus sign with lower limit minus sign. So 4 times minus sign means 1 2 3, and again, so 1 2 3 4 times minus sign and lower limit minus sign, that is it will be plus. So plus 2 e raised to minus 0. So e raised to minus 0, negative power we converted to positive. So 1 upon e raised to 0, anything raised to 0 is 1. So 1 upon 1 is 1. So this type of calculation we have seen in previous videos. So this is a repeated calculation. So plus 2 into e raised to minus 0 is 1, that is plus 2. So take minus sign outside, or you can write as it is. So minus half the low, this take minus sign common, so it will be remains with opposite sign. So minus 2 plus, minus 2 plus, minus 2 plus, and plus 2 minus. So this is your answer. Next example is inverse of. This is a important example, because this is a special example, because in this the integration is evaluated by using the substitution method. So here again division by s, so use division by s property. So here L inverse of 1 upon s into root s plus 4. So the function with 1 upon s is your f bar s. So f bar s equal to 1 upon root s plus 4. So find its inverse. So inverse of f bar s, that is inverse of 1 upon root s plus 4. So this is a bracketed equation, and the bracket is s plus 4. So use here shifting property. So s plus 4 is there. So take e raised to minus 4t outside, and inverse of put or replace s plus 4 by s. So e raised to, this is your shifting property, and we have seen many examples of shifting property in previous videos. So in detailing about this shifting property, you can see these videos. So s plus 4 So take e raised to minus 40 outside and inverse of the bracket contains the term, and this function we have to obtain from this bracketed equation. So just replace s plus 4 by s. So 1 upon root s. So 1 upon root s. So find its inverse. So e raised to minus 40 as it is, L inverse of root s means s raised to half, and find its inverse. So 1 upon s raised to half inverse is, so we have to use this formula 1 upon s raised to half, because this is your for if s raised to power is whole number, that is not a fractional number. Here s raised to half means half is your p by q form, that is fractional number, hence we are using gamma formula. So 1 upon s raised to n plus 1, 1 upon s raised to half, so n plus 1 value is half, n value is half minus 1 minus half. So t raised to put this n value here, t raised to minus half upon gamma minus half plus 1, t raised to minus half upon gamma minus half plus 1, that is 1 minus half is half, gamma half, and gamma half value is fixed, that is root pi. So e raised to minus 40 root pi and t raised to minus half take in denominator, so it will be t raised to half. T raised to half means root t. So this is your inverse of f bar s. Put this value in integration. So L inverse of 1 upon, this is if we put this L inverse of f bar s value in the right side of the property, we get the required inverse Laplace transform. So required inverse Laplace transform equal to 0 to t. L inverse of f bar s is 0 to t. This is your value, put here and take dt. So dt. So 1 upon root pi, take outside, integration from 0 to t e raised to minus 4t root t 1 upon root t dt. So here there is a product of two terms, one is exponential and another is again algebraic, but 1 upon root t means t raised to minus half. So the integration is like 0 to t e raised to minus 4t into t raised to minus half dt. So there is a product of two terms, but this is exponential, so this is your by late sequence, this is last term, last function, second function, and this is your first. So in this uv rule is not applied because, or we can't apply it because the derivative of u is not going to 0. Hence you can check this, the derivative of u t raised to minus half is not getting 0 at any step. So uv rule is cancelled. Again for late rule, again there is a the calculation will be the calculation of the integration in this late rule. The second integration is again not possible. So here we have to use the substitution method. So the to find the integration answer, the Liet method is you can think in the last, that is you can keep this option of using Liet rule at the last. Keep this option at the last. First think about the shortcut method, that is uv rule and other substitution method, and then use lastly Liet rule. So here uv rule is not used, so use substitution method. So here put 4t equal to x square. So this we have to remember, 4t equal to x square. Put 4t equal to x square. Then take derivative on both sides. So 4 as it is, t derivative is dt, x square derivative is 2x dx. So convert this whole integration in form of x. So 1 upon root pi, integration limits are here, this is definite limit, so we have to change these limits. So when these limits are for t, and find the limits of x. So when t equal to 0 and t equal to t. When t equal to 0, put here, when t equal to 0, x square equal to 0, that is x equal to 0. When t equal to t, x square is equal to 4t, that is x equal to take square root, that is 2 root t. So the limits are 0 to 2 root t e raised to minus 4t. So e raised to minus x square, e raised to minus x square, and 1 upon root t, that is here 1 upon root t. So here we find here t value x square upon 4, then take its root, so root t equal to x upon 2. So this is the value of root t. So put here 1 upon root t means 1 upon x upon 2. 1 upon root t means 1 upon x upon 2. Take on numerator 2 by x. So 2 by x, then dt value is 2x dx upon 4. 2x dx upon 4. Simplifying, 4 get cancelled and we get 4 when x get cancelled, we get 0 to 2 root t raised to minus x square dx. So here this is your step that we are adjusting here 2. So adjust 2 on numerator. So 2 take on numerator and again simultaneously in denominator. So 1 by 2, 1 upon root pi as it is, take adjust 2. So 2 and 2 take in numerator as well as in denominator. 0 to 2 root t raised to minus x square, take x square dx. And take this 2 by root pi with this integration, and this is your definition of ERF root x. So ERF root t definition is 0 to root t e raised to minus x square dx. So this is your definition of ERF root t. So here the upper limit and the ERF function, whatever the upper limit, that we have to take as a function with ERF. So here 2 root t is there. Instead of root t, we have 2 root t. Function is same, e raised to minus x square dx, e raised to minus x square dx. 0 to 0 to lower limit are same. The upper limit is not same. So instead of root t, we have 2 root t. So again, whatever the upper limit is there, we have to take that upper limit to with the ERF. So ERF root t is 2 by root pi. This is again constant with this 2 by root pi integration from 0 to root t e raised to minus x square dx. So this is definition of ERF root t, and this will be the definition of ERF. The upper limit is 2 root t, so ERF root t. So ERF 2 root t. So this is your answer. So this is a special example. You have to remember just one step, that is substitution method. And in substitution method, while solving this, we are using the ERF root t definition, which is in the form of integration. So instead of solving this integration answer is ERF root t, and we directly write this integration answer as ERF 2 root t. Don't need to write or solve this integration by the other methods. Write this integration answer in the form of ERF root t. It is also correct. Next is L inverse of 1 upon s root a square plus a square. So the function with 1 upon s is 1 upon a square plus a square. So this is your f bar s. Find its inverse, which is your next step. So L inverse of 1 upon a square plus a square. This is your direct formula of inverse Laplace transform. So this is the its inverse is sin 80 upon a. So this inverse of f bar s we have to put in RHS of property. So L inverse of required example is equal to integration from 0 to t L inverse of f bar s. This is your L inverse of f bar s. So put here sin 80 upon a dt. Take 1 upon a outside, and sin 80 integration is minus cot 80 upon a. This integration we have seen in previous examples. And put the lower limit and upper limit, we get this answer. So this is your division by s property. It is easy, or you need not to solve many examples of this property. Just first practice the first chapter, that is Laplace transform. You can easily go with the second chapter, that is inverse Laplace transform, because it is 100% depends on the first chapter. Inverse Laplace transform is dependent 100% on the first chapter Laplace transform. So first practice first chapter, and then see the or study the second chapter. So here, this is your second example. Find the inverse Laplace transform of s square minus a square upon a square plus a square bracket square. So this you can solve by partial fraction. This is your assignment. As you can see, this example you can solve by the other method also, which we will study in next video, that is convolution theorem. So I have written both the methods, that is this is by the partial fraction method and this is by the convolution theorem, which we will see in the next video. Thank you.